If you're an IT admin, you know the drill. You're juggling a dozen different tools just to manage your servers. But what if? What if you could have one central mission control for, well, for everything? Okay, let's get into it. We're talking about Windows Admin Center, Microsoft's free utility that's honestly changing the game.
So first, let's just paint a quick picture of what we're all dealing with, right? Today's IT landscape is this complex mix. You've got physical servers humming away in the office, you've got virtual machines, and of course, you've got stuff running up in Azure. So how in the world are you supposed to manage all of that without it becoming a total headache? The real problem here is fragmentation. You're constantly jumping between remote desktop for this, the Hyper-V console for that. Maybe you're logging into a whole separate cloud portal for something else. And every single switch just breaks your focus. You know, it's not just inefficient, it's a recipe for making mistakes and just, well, burning out. Yeah, it's that daily grind, right? Logging into one platform, then another, then another. One of our sources put it perfectly. It can be a real schlep. And that feeling, it's pretty much universal for anyone trying to manage a modern server environment. So you've got all this complexity. What's the answer? Well, Microsoft's solution is a tool designed to take all that chaos and bring it into one single streamlined interface. So let's meet Windows Admin Center.
So what is this thing really? Windows Admin Center, or WAC as you'll hear it called, is basically a single hub that you access right from your browser. So forget about installing a bunch of complex software everywhere. This is a modern gateway that lets you manage your entire fleet, whether it's on-prem, in the cloud, physical, or virtual, all from one simple place. And this really shows you the before and after. Just think about the old way, right? You had multiple logins, you were constantly living in RDP sessions, and you had this totally fragmented view of your whole setup. WAC just throws all of that out and replaces it with a single secure web console. It's all about consolidation, plain and simple.
Okay, so it sounds good in theory, but what makes this a real game changer for IT pros? The benefits are honestly pretty compelling, and there's one in particular that just stands out. That's right, zero, zilch, nada. In an industry where everything seems to have a license fee attached, this incredibly powerful modern management tool is completely 100% free. Microsoft just includes it with your Windows Server license. So you get all this amazing functionality without any add-on cost, no hidden fees, no enterprise upgrade you have to buy. It's just there. And the value, oh man, it goes way beyond just the price tag. First off, the learning curve is super gentle because it just feels familiar. It's like a modern mashup of the old Server Manager and the Azure portal. It also complements everything you already have, letting you manage brand new servers and even stuff going all the way back to 2008 R2. And maybe the most important part, it's built for today's hybrid world with secure remote access and this really deep integration into Azure for things like backup and monitoring. You know, when you boil it all down, it comes down to this really simple idea. The whole philosophy behind WAC is about efficiency. It's about working smarter, not harder. It streamlines your workflow so you can stop juggling a million different tools and start focusing on the stuff that really matters. All right, let's get a little more technical for a second. But don't worry, this part is surprisingly straightforward. So how do you actually get this thing up and running? Getting started is, honestly, it's a breeze. All you have to do is download one file, install it, preferably on a dedicated management server, and that's pretty much it. From there, you just open up a web browser, add the servers you want to manage, and, optionally connect your Azure account. You can seriously be up and running in just a few minutes. So on a technical level, how does this all work? Well, think of WAC as a central web gateway. It's basically the bridge. On one side, it's connecting to everything you have on premises, your physical servers, your Hyper-V machines, even your PCs. And on the other side, it seamlessly links up to your Azure services, making that whole hybrid management thing an actual reality. And the scope of what you can actually control here is, well, it's massive. This thing is built to cover your entire IT estate. We're talking your physical on-prem servers, your Hyper-V virtual machines, your cloud VMs sitting in Azure, and even your Windows 10 and 11 client machines. It really is that true single pane of glass for your whole environment. So when we bring all this together, what does a tool like WAC really represent for the future of IT administration? Because it's more than just a new piece of software, that's for sure. Okay, before we wrap up, just a few practical things to keep in mind. First, DAC needs a modern browser, like Edge or Chrome.
You'll also need to open up a specific port on your firewall for it to work, and you'll probably see a browser warning from the default security certificate until you swap it out with your own. Oh, and here's a big one. As a best practice, you should always run this on a dedicated management server, not on something critical like a domain controller. So when you put it all together, the main takeaway is pretty clear. Windows Admin Center isn't just another tool to add to your collection. It represents a fundamental shift, a shift toward a unified hybrid management model that's really designed to cut through all the complexity and just empower you as an administrator. And this really points to a bigger evolution in what it means to be an IT admin. As tools like WAC automate and centralize all that routine work, it frees us up to focus on higher level challenges. So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. When one tool comes along that simplifies and manages everything, what becomes the most important skill for you to build next?